Nutty Professor was cool. A couple things. First of all, like, go see The Walking Dead, please. Yeah. And see it not just because you love it, but there's a much more important reason. Was have you guys been watching the ads for Walking Dead? Yeah. I don't know about you, but something doesn't sit right with me because I watch a lot of Mad Men, so they play the ads. The first 3 months, they didn't even show the zombies, and now they're playing these ads like they're almost ashamed of it. Seriously, they actually said, I'm not kidding you, from the man who brought you Shawshank, and AMC who brought you, Mad Men, and ZomBcon. Trust us. They actually said, trust us. And they literally, I watched one a few days ago where they had the whole cast of Walking Dead, like one after another, talking about the show, and one of them said, is there a video camera on? I don't care. Because one of them said, it's not about zombies. Fuck you! Because you know what they're saying? They're saying, you know what? Zombie stories can't be smart, and they can't be deep, and they can't talk about real issues. Trust us. Trust us. It's actually really good. Yeah, we know it's good. So I think we all need to watch it, and we need to prove to AMC that there's actually a market for this stuff. Because we all know it's going to be amazing, right? Yeah. I mean, come on. It's Kirkman and Darabont, they form Voltron. It's going to be... So watch it. Watch it, support it, email in, say this is amazing, thank you AMC for taking a chance. You guys are so brave, they like that. And second of all, another person I want to give a shout out to, obviously, is George Romero, who's here. Seriously, all of us here, all of us, it's his world. We're just living in it. All right? He started something. He didn't mean to. He was just a kid in the 60s, and he was like, oh, what if we do Night of the Flesh Eaters? Yeah, that'd be really cool. But he started it. Just him. And when you guys hear him speak, the best thing you can do to support him is ask him, of all his movies, if you rent one of his DVDs or buy a DVD, which one puts the most money in his pocket? No, seriously, because it's great to be like, oh, Mr. Romero, I love you, you're a legend. Well, that's great. But if we support him with our money, then he's economically viable and he'll make another zombie movie. And I want George Romero to make zombie movies until he dies, and after he dies, to keep making zombie movies. So, Walking Dead and George. Now, when I was younger and was trying to write, I mean, I was writing, I wasn't trying, I was actually doing it. It was a time that many of you younger ones, this is a young girl right here. What's your name?
I'm Rachel.
All right, Rachel. All right, and Starbuck. Starbuck, before you were born, in a time called the 1990s, it literally, like, if you look at the America there was as compared to the America that there is now, it literally was a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Because it bears no resemblance. We were at peace. Oil was cheap. Biggest movie star in the world was Freddie Prinze Jr. Different time. But it was a time, Starbuck, before you remember, there was something called Y2K. And people were scared. And I don't mean like the crazy survivalists who live beyond these mountains who like want it to happen. Like grown-ups with jobs and lives. And some of you guys remember, as a dude with a beard. You remember? Remember how people were actually buying like generators and bottled water and they were getting ready? Yep, you were too. Of course you were. And survival guides were coming out, one after another. I used to go down to the Barnes & Noble, and because I'm living on a budget, I couldn't actually buy anything, so I was just sitting there and browse. And somebody's like, weren't you? Yes, but I didn't take any money from my dad. Anyway. So I used to browse these survival guides, like one after the other, and they're getting so intense and so crazy. And I'm into that stuff anyway. And I was like, well, what about a survival guide for zombies? And I thought, it's got to be out there, right? And I looked, and let me tell you, zombies, not popular in the late 90s. Really not popular. I went to my local video store back when we had them, and it was like, well, I got George Romero, and here's one of a zombie being eaten by a shark, and vice versa. And here's another Italian one. And that's pretty much it. So I thought, well, nobody is writing a zombie survival guide because they're all out having a life. Which is not a burden that I had. And I said, well, I have a pathological love/fear of zombies, and I have copious amounts of free time. Infracells up, mega thrusters or go. Some of you got that. And I sat down with a stack of research books higher than me, and I wrote a book called Zombie Survival Guide. And I did it in my spare time. And I did what any author does when you're passionate about your work. Stuck it in a drawer. And I said, nobody's going to want this. And it sat there for years. And then I actually got a real job. I was working on SNL, and I was writing and, trying to be funny. Oh, wow, look, Christy Day had farted. Let's write that down. And I met a book agent who said, I have a manuscript, he read it. He said, I think I can get this published. I was like, yeah, you do that. And he did. And when I wrote it, and when I started to get out I actually had to get out on the road because I was all panicked, because the initial printing was 17,000. I was like, I can't, oh my God, that's like half a Dodger Stadium. So I started doing these zombie self-defense lectures. And I based them on the book. And I based the book on one strong, solid premise, which is be real. And because I didn't think I was going to be published, I didn't have that burden of thinking like, well, what does the audience want? What do you guys want? Because I thought, well, you're never going to see it anyway. I'm writing this for me. And I can go absolutely, totally realistic. And that's why I did as much research as humanly possible, because I wanted to get it there. Because I was doing it if it really happened. Literally, every time I sat down to write a section, what if it's real? Okay. So I'm the kind of guy that thinks about this stuff anyway. And I thought, all right, lesson number 1. Most important thing you would need in a zombie outbreak. Anyone know?
Water.
Water, exactly. That's the first thing, because I always say in my lectures, you will be sweating. You will be losing bodily fluid, and therefore, you're going to need water. And I tried to get away from what you see in movies, because look, as we all know, when you make a movie, you have to build in drama. Okay, and that's fine. Drama's great. Drama is people making bad choices that further the story. If you had a movie where teenagers went to a summer camp, and they said, I heard something. What is it? I don't know. Well, let's all stay in the same room, turn on all the lights, and wait till dawn, and then we'll leave. Well, that'd be the right decision, but it'd be a 10-minute movie. So you build in drama. You go, what's this? I don't know. I heard something. Biff, you go check it out. By yourself. Molly and I are going to go in this room and have sex. Not realistic, but it's a cool movie. But I was going realistic. Because I've seen a lot of zombie movies. I've never seen one die of dehydration. I've never seen where a person was like, come on, we got to get out of here. Oh my God, I have such a headache. Oh. So water, it's really, really important. And then I thought the next level. Well, you can't bring water with you. Water is heavy. The more water you drink, the more you sweat. The more you sweat, the more water you're going to need. Boom! Math, which I'm not very good at. So you need a way to purify water. You need a way to take out the impurities. Because I've never seen anyone crap themselves to death in a zombie movie. But you would. I've never seen in the Dawn of the Dead, old or new, where someone's like, come on, we gotta get out of here. Oh. Oh my God. That's exactly what would happen. So you need a way to purify water.